Test, test.
Megtooth Sabers requires a lot of work on engineering, drilling, smoothing, tapping, setting, imagining, cutting, stripping, twisting, dipping, tin it, pin it, wire it, fire it, lock it, blast it, swing it, bash it. Megtooth Sabers.
Hey, we're live. Sweetness. This is Joe Reeves, MPP. Everything's working on this, but the interface with the web USB, the thing is killing me. But you know, I've run into a couple problems with Electronics 123 soundboards. The last two that I've installed won't interface with web USB, which is befuddling. I don't know if they're doing something crazy during this chip shortage or whatever, but blade's built, Reeves, so your blade's good to go for your MPP. Everything's ready to rock and roll. I just got to figure out how to get it on web USB. Yeah, the oh hey, Fernando's on. It's good to see everybody. Chet Osborne, Robert Myers, Kim Kanama, Max. I know there's a lot of people on here. Yeah, it's close, Joe. I wanted to ship it here before I left to go to Galaxy's Edge, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just ordered 4 more Profi boards from Saber Bay, and you know, I might try reinstalling a Saber Bay Profi board in there, because now it won't communicate on the wireless now either. So I just think we've got to try something else. And I got another Profi board I got to replace that I think was damaged in shipping, and you know, I got to replace it. So I've had kind of a frustrating couple of weeks with Profi boards, but I've got some cool Sabers out there. For those of y'all that didn't know, I'm in the 501st Legion, and I haven't trooped in a long time. And this last weekend I got to do a troop, and we delivered some lifesavers for a kid that had cancer at a troop we did here, which was pretty cool. Yeah, Joe, it's probably a good thing you're in the Philippines, because I got to work through this. So I want the Saber to work on web USB. That's the biggest thing. But I got a quick video here I'm going to show you guys, and this is from, you know, just a quick video from the troop. And there's a couple pictures of me in there as Kylo, but and Fernando, don't kill me, my belt buckle was upside down, but we were having to get suited up in the parking lot in our vehicles, which wasn't ideal. It was an outdoor troop. But anyway, let's roll the beautiful bean footage. You can see Carter get his Saber here. Basically, on behalf of the FOP, they had 2 lightsabers built for you guys, so you guys can duel with each other. And Carter, that one's for Carter. Now, there's a video about that lightsaber too, which is for you. I'll show you. So, like, to turn it on. Now, it's not going to be that nice out here in the broad daylight. So you pull out that, and then, like, you got 2 buttons here, okay? But you don't even need the buttons. The cool part about this saber is you can use the force to turn it on. It does all kinds of stuff. You're gonna have to watch it. Okay, cool. It's crazy. It does all different colors and everything.
No hidden colors.
And then this one's for you. And this is Darth Vader's lightsaber. And it's red. And it'll look really good inside at night, but out in the sun, not so good. So on behalf of the FOP, more Hickory Lock 58. Now you guys
know what that is?
Yeah.
Get in here too. Chief, you're on the wrong side.
What's the Star Wars saying? I don't know it.
May the force be with you.
There you go. Thank you, guys.
So that's Carter and his little brother. They got their sabers. There's me as Kylo with my belt buckle upside down. It was a nice to get back to trooping. Got some work to do on my Kylo, and hated that my belt buckle was upside down, and I didn't have a chance to pin down the scarf. But other than that, it went well. I mean, for having not trooped in a long time, it was cool. But it was also cool to see Carter get his saber. So that was pretty cool to get Carter his saber. But at any rate, the bad part about it was, and Fernando, I wanted to talk to you about this. In sabers that are programmed with edit mode, like if you point the saber toward the air and press the power button, it goes into color changing or something, and it changes to black. There's no color showing at all. And the way to fix it is to go into color changing and just change the color, or go into edit mode and change the color of the main blade back to the normal color. So the bad part was, when I handed Carter his lightsaber, he did that glitch, and then the blade wasn't working, and I was like, oh my god, the saber's hosed. And I had so much bad news going on. I was like, man, the saber's hosed too. And I took it back from him. I couldn't get the blade to come on, and then I got it home, and then I changed fonts, and the blade lit up, and I was like, I think he went into color changing, that inadvertent color change, to turn the color to black. And so I just went back to the first preset, the one the blade wouldn't ignite on, and went into color changing mode and got the blade to light back on. So there was nothing wrong with the saber. It just went into that glitchy thing in edit mode. I need to try to recreate it, Fernando. It's like if you're pointing the saber up and you press power while the saber's on, it changes the color to black, and I'm not sure what causes that. But at any rate, there was nothing wrong with Carter's saber, so I was able to, quickly get it back to him, and built an MPP for his little brother with it had nano biscotti in it and in-hilt LEDs. So I did a tri-create. I put both those videos out on Friday, and they're definitely pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know what it is, Fernando. It's like some weird glitch. I wanted to see if I could. Let me try to see if I can do it right here. This is my Profi 3.7 saber. I'll see if I can try to recreate it. Let me get the blade on. Okay. Saber's pointing up in the air. That didn't do it.
Screaming about your content. Habits not wise from Sir Wookie.
Can't get it to do it. This is the Profi 3.7, but every now and then, this is 2-button. It's got 2 buttons on it. And his did too. I'm just trying to.
I see your point, sir. I suggest the news category.
Oh,
Let the Wookiee win.
Red, white, red, white,
nah.
Navajo white,
That just went into
lemon
color
chiffon,
changing.
moccasin, light cyan, ice white, glacier, silver, deep pink, magenta, deep purple, purple, indigo, ice blue, blue, dodger blue.
I can't get it to do it right now, Fernando. But it's like some weird glitch. Now it's playing the track. I haven't been able to reproduce it. It's happened to me twice, and it happened to Carter out there when I gave him his saber. But Fernando, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's like doing something with the power button while the saber blade's pointing up. I have to mess around with it and try to recreate it, and if I can recreate it consistently, I'll let you know what it is. But at any rate, if anybody reports that glitch with edit mode, how you fix it is you just go into color changing and edit mode for your main blade, and it, change your main blade back to whatever color you want, and it's all good. For whatever reason, Fernando, this glitch, when it happens, it doesn't ignite the blade in any color. That's why I assumed it was black. I know black isn't an option in color changing, but it just, I wish I could recreate it right here. I can't recreate it. I'll mess around with it, Fernando, and try to recreate it. And if I can recreate it, then I'll try to put it in. Yeah. It's a weird, freaky thing, and it's only happened 3 times in all the testing I've done. And I have no idea what I was doing. But I know how I fixed it was just went into color changing and made an edit mode color changing, and then made my main blade back the color it was supposed to be, and it came back on. So I just keep an eye out for anybody else that runs into that glitch. But anyway, when I gave Carter the saber, he ran into that glitch, and it was kind of disappointing, because I figured I'd screwed something up. And that saber had been built since, I think I showed you guys. In fact, my edit mode videos were made on that saber back when I had COVID. So that saber's been running fine for months. I had that saber built for Carter for Christmas. But because Carter was back and forth to Duke University to get his treatments, we couldn't get the saber to him until now. And Carter's doing very well, by the way, everyone. He's doing very well. So now him and his brother have sabers, and I told them not to kill their parents or destroy the house, but you know what kids do with those sabers. But I'll try to figure out how to recreate it, Fernando. Yeah. Yeah, well, something is turning the blade off. That's for sure. And I'll try to recreate it. I wish I knew what buttons he pressed, but whatever he did, it definitely turned the blade to black. And when I got home, I just changed, once I figured out the other presets were all working fine, I went back into that preset and color change and just changed the color back to what it was supposed to be. No, these are all using your blade styles, Fernando. That first preset's definitely using your rotoscope. So I don't think it's the blade style. I think it's some button and saber position glitch that happens. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I've only run into it 3 times, and I've been testing the mess out of these sabers. So I'll try and figure it out. But Carter's got his saber. It's awesome. And, I get to go see Galaxy's Edge finally. So pretty excited about that. So I probably won't be with you guys next week. So, but at any rate, I wanted to get on here tonight, really quick and talk about these sabers. And I got a couple of Graflexes in the mail from Taiwan that one of them needs a new battery. And yeah, I think he's wanting me to reinstall that one with Profi board, but I got to figure out that chassis first. And then I had another chassis fix come in. Yeah, Fernando, that's why I said I'll have to figure all that out. So, right now my priorities is getting Joe Reeves MPP running like I want it to be. Robert Myers soundboard bit the dust. So I think when it got jolted in shipping, it damaged the board. The board worked okay, when I had it to do the repairs from the shipping damage. But right after he got the Saber, that one went kaput too. So it's coming back to me for a new soundboard. So I just ordered 4 from Saber Bay. Has anybody here ordered Profi boards from Saber Bay? Most of my Profi boards I had ordered from either KR Sabers or Electronics 123. And my problem with the Electronics 123 boards are every one that I've installed and I've tried to use on web USB, it won't work. So when you flash the board for, serial plus web USB, it won't connect via web USB when you're trying to connect. And I definitely know what I'm doing because I have all my other Sabers are working with web USB except for my Profi boards from Electronics 123. So I'm kind of wondering, number one, if anybody's run into that with Electronics 123 Profi boards, and also if anybody's run into or had any experience with the Profi boards from Saber Bay. I assume the Profi boards that they're selling at Saber Bay are from KR's Big Runs. But yeah, well, I got a bunch of Graflexes I'm working on, Kim. So, I was hoping that I would get those the PCBs in to start working on the 1515s and do the air soldering. And Brian gave me some feedback, and actually did another one. Stand by. Well, let me screen share. I'll show you another video I did. Yeah. KR Sabers is definitely where I usually got my Profi boards. I think here's another video. I haven't shown this one yet. This was my second attempt at soldering. All right. So we got some tips from Brian Connor, and we're going to give this a whirl. So, let me try to get through this. Still sloppy with the paste solder, y'all. I'm not good with that stuff. I didn't try using a needle. I'll use a needle next time, but it worked out really good in the end. Once I get it in frame. There we go. This is so cool, y'all. I've enjoyed this so much and learning how to do this. It definitely makes soldering these, the SMD resistors on the blade targets a lot easier. It's kind of cool. So the solder's starting to melt right now, and as it melts, it kind of goes toward the pads. And you saw the resistor just jump on the pad there, and now the solder's melting on the other side. Actually hit that one again. I think I show it hitting it again there, and it, getting better off. But it's a lot of fun doing these. I'm excited to do the 1515s. I'm pretty sure I'm going to skillet those, and I think that's going to be the ticket, is skilleting those small 1515 LEDs once I get them lined up. The hot air station I'm using is a Zenny 898D. It's on my soldering station, and it does have adjustable airflow, and I've got it on 400 degrees Celsius, the air coming out, and I've got it on its lowest blow setting. And, it's okay if you're blowing straight down. But, I think I'm going to try skilleting these 1515 PCBs that I got coming in from Kim Kanama. But, being able to use that hot air is pretty cool. I mean, that's a new skill. Obviously, I have a lot of refining to do. But it's definitely a lot of fun. Where it used to take me, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get set up to do, a hand solder on those 0603 resistors. Now it's like I can set up an assembly line and do them one after the other, after the other, after the other. So they're really easy, when there's nothing else around. The hard part with these 1515 NeoPixels that I'm working with Kim on is that they're so small. I don't know how the hot air is going to affect them. I may try to hot air solder, one or two of them, but I think I'm going to skillet them. I think Kim's got the right idea there to skillet them. So, yeah, toasty PCBs. That's what we're going to be doing. So, that's pretty cool. But, man, the pollen here in Wilmington, North Carolina, the pine tree pollen is in full force right now, and it's about to kill me. I'm looking forward to getting to Florida and getting out of the pine pollen. It's definitely really getting to me. If y'all don't notice, I'm like, my nose is running, my ears are clogged up, my sinuses are clogged up. So that pine pollen really does a number on me. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So when I get back, I'm hoping that Kim Kanama's PCBs come in. I do have the 1515 NeoPixels, which I tried to show you the other week. And I'm probably going to skillet them, but I'll video it and I'll share the video. I don't think I'm going to try to do that live. It's too crazy, but I think I'll video the skilleting part, and I'll probably put in the pixels on the PCBs, and I'll try to cook 2 or 3 of them up at a time and see how they turn out, and I should be able to test them fairly instantly. These are basically like blade plug PCBs with a crap ton of pixels on them, so it'll be really cool if we can get it to work. Then I can start spreading out into some other Kim's PCB projects. Things to make Sabers look crazy. I don't know if y'all saw, Kim's, yeah. The paste thing is obviously my problem, Kim. And Brian told me just to use a needle, but I was just trying to dab just a ever so slight amount. But it looks like a lot in that video, but it's really not a lot. It's just what I'm working on is so small. But yeah, I have the stencil on order, Kim. I don't know if I told you about that, but I did order the stencils from Osh Park Stencils or Osh Stencils, whatever they are. So I have the stencil for that PCB, the blade plug PCB. So I should be able to paint the the flux on in a lot more efficient manner through the stencils, and then pop on the 1515 neopixels and fry it up in a pan. And I'll try and video all that. And I won't be live next week, but probably the week after that. And I'll try to have, building those PCBs on that live video, so we'll see if it worked out. But, right now I'm waiting on Profi boards because I'm out. I have one Profi board left. That's my clear mass Profi board from KR Sabers, and I'm saving that to install into my crossguard, my KROR crossguard. And I'm going to need 2 new Profi boards for the MPP and the DV6, and that leaves me 1 spare Profi board. So yeah, I'll try a toothpick. I'll try something smaller, Kim, just to get a little bit less solder on there. But it all worked out. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to use the stencils for those 1515s. I mean, those things are small. They're crazy small. But I'm excited to see if I can frying pan some PCBs and get them to work. Do you just use like a normal frying pan on your stove? And what temperature do you put your stove on, high or what? Cooking lightsaber parts on the stove. For real. I'm going to videotape it so you guys can believe it. Kim Kanama's crazy, but his lightsabers and the stuff that Kim's doing with NeoPixels are pretty awesome. I'm excited about a lot of the innovative tech that Kim Kanama's doing on the NeoPixels and the crystal chambers, because he's really utilizing a lot of what the Profi board's capable of doing. When we were beta testing OS 6, I can't remember if Frederick added the ability to run, I don't know, some crazy amount of subblades. There was like 20 different subblades. And Kim Kanama tested it because he's got that one saber that has so many neopixels on it. He actually made 20 different subblades on there, which was crazy. But, a lot of what Kim's doing on his sabers are kind of what I like. On this DV6, I'll show this in case Joe's still on. I know Joe's in the Philippines, and I don't know what time it is in the Philippines, but for those that haven't seen the guts on this, it's hard taking this back of this hilt off. I used quite a few accent pixels on this one, and of course you got the crystal chamber going. The crystal chamber pulses on and off, but then on the back you've got these accent strips. These are 2020s doing their thing, and then these are just straw head LEDs blinking there in the back, and the Profi's running all that, and this is nothing, and plus it runs the main blade. But the stuff that Kim Kanama's doing with NeoPixels is definitely up my alley. Got to make sure you can control the temp. 200 for preheat, then 400 to toast. 200 and 400. Ugh, we'll have to figure that out because I have no idea how to get it to... It's 9:30 a.m. in the Philippines. Max knows. He's down that way. So there you go, Joe. Max chimed in. It's 9:30 in the Philippines. It's 9:30 in Australia. Good morning, Max. It's 8:30 a.m. where Max is at. Max got up early. He's probably still wearing his pajamas, though. But at any rate, well, I didn't want to stay on too long tonight. Just wanted to tell y'all I won't be here next week. But hopefully we'll be cooking PCBs the week after that. So I'll try and video some in Galaxy's Edge and, share some of that for those that can't see it. And, of course, I am going to take a saber or two. So we'll see what happens down there in Galaxy's Edge. And I'm pretty excited about the trip. But, we'll we'll videotape and try to show y'all some highlights and photos and that kind of stuff. But I won't be on next week. And Joe and also Robert, we'll get your Sabers up and running. Those two Sabers are my priority right now. Robert's Saber just got to do a board swap. Joe's Saber is good to go. Everything's working except web USB interface. So I don't know what to do there. Yeah, that MPP is pretty awesome. It's got a lot of stuff going on in it. It's been a pain in my butt. But, Yeah, Max is in the future, Kim. Tell us how it is tomorrow, Max. Do we live to fight another day, or did the world come to an end? Max has it made in the shade down there, down under. Oh, did you install that Saber yet, Max? I was trying to find out here before I sign off if Max installed that Saber or started it. Max, when I get back, if you haven't fixed that that USB port, you need to send that to me to see if I can fix it. If you can send just the Profi board, because I'm sure that wouldn't cost that much money from Australia to the US. But at any rate, well, thank you all for tuning in again. Another Monday Night Live video, and I'll be with y'all in 2 weeks. So probably May the 11th, I think it's looking like, right? Let me check the calendar here. So I'll be gone next week. April the 4th, maybe. April the 4th. So I guess we'll be on again on April the 4th, and I'll try to bring some highlight videos and show them to you all from Galaxy's Edge. But I'm really excited about the trip. Thank you, Fernando. And, if you saw my belt buckle was upside down, just forgive me for that. I had a little oopsie. But also didn't get my scarf. Normally I pin my scarf down, and I didn't get a chance to do that, so it rode up too high. Because on my scarf, the capes that go down the back are all attached to that scarf. So, I flipped the scarf and the hood and everything up over my outer tunic. And then I pin the scarf down below the zipper, the front zipper on the front of the tunic. My scarf is usually below that. But that's my first troop in a while. I made a bunch of mistakes, but we're also getting suited up at my pickup truck, so that's never good. But it worked. We got the Saber to the kid. But thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm going to get out here and go take some Claritin or something. It's this pine stuff's getting to me. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks with some highlights. And hopefully by the time I go live again, we'll have Robert and Joe's Saber operating so I can show them doing cool stuff. Joe's Saber's already running and operating and doing cool stuff. It just won't interface with web USB. So I don't know. I'll get it fixed. And Robert, we'll get your DV6. We'll get the board swapped in it. And it'll be fine. But at any rate, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you later. May the force be with you all. Or the dark side, as it were.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,